Hey, you guys, welcome back to another live. I'm coming back with this live. It probably won't be too long. This will be a more motivational type of live. And what I want to do is talk about like the biggest mistake that I probably ever made in business, period. Specifically, my commercial cleaning business. Okay. And I want to talk about it because it could be some motivational points in there that will allow you guys that's kind of going through it, that's trying to build your business, build up revenue, get contracts, things of that sort. It's probably something in this story that would help you propel your business by not making the same mistakes that I made, right? So, specifically, what I want to talk about is this mistake. And what was that mistake? The mistake was having momentum but getting complacent, right? So I'm going to say that again, having momentum but becoming complacent. Okay, that's the biggest thing that will kill your business, period, far none. Okay, because at the end of the day, when you got momentum, it's kind of like, it's kind of like a rapper, it's kind of like a NBA team, an NFL team, right? Once they win the championship, right, or they get that number one song on the radio or whatever, the number one album in the country. The thing is at that point, once you're number one, you're the number one hockey team, you're the number one football team, you're the number one basketball team, you're the number one rapper, entertainer, whoever. You have to maintain that momentum, okay? Whatever you did to get that head of steam, whatever you did to propel your business, right? To reach that brass ring, whatever that was. Because I'm a firm believer that you have to set goals for things that you want out of life, right? So once you get to setting those goals and you start reaching those goals one by one, right? Goal after goal, goal after goal. You don't want to become complacent. You don't want to become lethargic. You don't want to become content, if you will, right? And that was my biggest mistake ever in business. And once I learned that, because in the early on stages, and I don't know if you guys have the same or experience the same thing, but in the early on stages, what happened when I got my very first account, I was really excited. But that was just a reassurance at that point to let me know that I could get more accounts. So when that one account turned into two accounts, when that two account turned into three, three turned into four, four turned into five, right before long, I had all of these accounts in just one specific area or in one specific city, right? So I had all of these accounts. I was getting a little momentum, and then what would happen? What would happen is I would become complacent, right? I will like fall back from my marketing campaign, or I'll fall back from doing things that I know, like, okay, I'm making money now. I'm up 2 grand. I'm up 2,500, which would be more than what I was getting in a paycheck, right? So once I flip my paycheck, so to speak, or double my paycheck or quadruple my paycheck, that within itself, in some people, that would keep you from going out looking for new contracts, from picking up the phones, making more calls, from sending out more mailings, from doing more search engine advertising or social media advertising, whatever the case is. You don't want to fall in that realm. You don't want to fall backwards as you're trying to build yourself forward. Okay? So that's like the number one thing that I would suggest you guys not to do. When you start getting those accounts, you're going to feel a certain way about yourself, right? I don't care if you're making 200 bucks a month, or I don't care if you're making 2,000 bucks a month. You're going to get this little thing in yourself, right? For all my people that's making money, I talk to a lot of guys on here, a lot of women on here that's making money. It's a great deal of my people, my subscribers, who say, Fabio, you're done a fantastic job with these videos. The motivation is superb. The marketing stuff that you share is excellent. Just the overall, thing of your channel is been proven, right? It's been helping me. And the thing is that with that, I always tell them before I hang up the phone with them, before I send the last email or send the email out to them, I'll always tell them, even right here when people ask me, Fabio, what should I do? I always tell them to keep going, stay at it, don't quit, things like that, because I know how it feels when you start getting these accounts and $1,000 turn into 2,000 monthly revenue, 2,000 turn into 3,000 monthly revenue, and so forth and so forth. You kind of get the big head a little bit, right? You kind of feel a certain way. You feel like, okay, I went from not getting anything or not having no traction, no buzz, no nothing, to now I'm getting a little momentum. I'm getting traction, right? So the object of the game is to keep that traction going. The object of the game is to keep that. How was Michael Jordan and the Patriots, the football team, the Patriots, how are these guys able to win back-to-back championships, right? Is it just a luck and a draw? Is it, are they in cahoots with the organization and things like that? So they bought themselves a championship. The thing is that you got people like Michael Jordan and the New England Patriots and these type of guys, right? Your top rappers, how are they able to make hit after hit, right? And be consistent on the charts? Let's talk specifically Drake, right? Because he's really popular. It's like he can't do any wrong right now. At one point you had your Elvis that was like that. You had your Michael Jacksons that was like that. How are they able to catapult themselves where it seemed like they couldn't? Your Beyonce's, she haven't even really put out a big project in a very long time. And then you have people like, let's say, Nicki Minaj, who lost her steam, right? I guess she reported she did 160,000 copies, right? So she's under Cardi B right now. Like, Cardi is still on the top echelon. So I'm using these people so you guys can visualize what I'm talking about, how it relates to your business, right? How it relates to you in the cleaning business, right? You can absolutely be number one in your city. That should be your goal. That should be your absolute goal, is to be number one, at least in your town, big or small. You want people to know when you walk in the door, and I don't care what any other YouTubers are talking about, you want people to know that it's you, right? That your company matter, that it's all about your company in this city, in this town right now. It's about your company, right? So, like, when I'm doing my business, because I know how I feel to lose, right? I lost many times and I still lose, right? I don't get every account. Every time I pick up the phone and make a call and try to cold call something, I don't get everything. I can't just say, hey, yes, my name is Fabio Hart, and then they like, come in, we're going to hire you. Like, it doesn't work that way, right? So I have to stay at it, right? So the thing is that never become complacent. Never become complacent. Never let yourself get into that realm where you feel like you're just so special and you're so good and you don't have to keep working hard, right? Because it's going to take that. You're going to have to keep working hard, okay? I know this stuff sounds cliche, but that was the biggest mistake that I did. I slowed my own momentum down. And when you slow your momentum down, people tend to forget about you, right? You become less relevant. See, that's why I like the people in the likes of like Kim Kardashian or Kardashian clan, they call it, because they're consistently making money. They're consistently on the top of their game, right? I love people like Cardi B and certain people that stays on the top of the game, like Drake. Shout out to Drake. He's from my hometown in Toronto. I like to see winning people continue to win, right? It motivates me somehow. They might not be in the same industry as me. They may not do it. I see you, Aaron. I'm gonna come right to you. They may not be in the same industry as me or might not be doing the same thing as me, but I love to see winners win. There's no hate in my heart towards a winner. If anything, I can look at what they're doing and see how I can use just something that they did and incorporate that into my business. And that's what I would suggest you guys do. You know, it used to be a time when I first started out, and you guys probably heard me say this before. It used to be a time where I would be driving down the street, right? And I pull up at the stoplight, and I'll see a Molly Maid vehicle pull up right side by side me, or I'll see another cleaning company vehicle, and they got all the stitching on the car and the whole, you know, body work done on the car, and everything is so professional. And then it says been established since 1926, right? Or whatever the case is, 1952. So when I look at that, like, God damn, you guys been in there before I was born. You guys been doing this. So I know you guys are $1 million player. It used to at some point discourage me. It sometimes made me feel like all of the business, because if these guys been doing it for this long, I can imagine how many other people out there that's in business just as long as them has been doing it, you know, as long as them. I don't have a chance. Like, that was my mindset. But it was something in me that said, hey, press towards, keep going, right? Stay focused, stay at it. Wake up every single day, put one foot in front of another, and make it happen. And that's exactly what I did, right? And I'm nowhere, and don't get me wrong, I'm successful in my own right, but I'm nowhere close where I want to be, right? I'm nowhere close. The only thing that I have done with myself that a lot of people haven't done, even franchise owners that I know personally, like, the only thing that I've done is allow myself free time. I allow myself free time. I allow myself to kind of come and go as I please. I allow myself to kind of buy what I want to buy, do what I want to do, that type of thing, right? So now I'm not like this whole rich guy in the industry. I'll be lying to you. But I created a space where I can kind of maneuver the way I want to maneuver. And that's where you guys want to be, right or wrong. You want to be in a space where you can maneuver the way you want to maneuver, right? But I read books. I went to seminars. You know, I paid hundreds of dollars, in many cases thousands of dollars, for coaching with people that I just needed to talk to. You know, money that I wasn't sure if I would be able to make a return on. I took a gamble and I paid it out. Some were hits and some were losses. But even with the losses, I found something in that loss that I was able to incorporate to turn into a win, right? Just because you lose today don't mean it's permanent. A loss to me is just a short time. It's just a short-term situation en route to a full-time situation, right? So if I take a loss today, I don't get, you know, it hurts, it stings, right? No one like to take one, but when I take one, it's like, oh shit, I got, you know, it's like a bee. You sting and it hurt immediately. It hurt, right? And then you numb it with the ice or whatever, right? You get the stinger out of there and you kind of still, you know, tender a little bit, right? But as the time go along, what happens? You don't really so much feel that pain anymore. Well, that's the way it is when I take a loss. When I take a loss, it's not a big thing for me anymore, right? It's not. It's not. It sting initially, but then I bounce back very quickly because I programmed in my mind that I. Okay, a question here. Let me see before I get too far. If you had a $5,000 job and no investment, and no investment, what would you do first? No rush to answer. I know it's off subject. If you had a $5,000, a full-time job, and no investment, what would you do first? If I had a $5,000 job and no investment, you say, what would I do first? I guess I would look into that 5,000. No. Oh, okay. If I had saved, no. If I've saved 5,000, no. $5,000 saved. Okay. I did a video about this, Aaron, before. You actually can watch it. What I would do is keep the $5,000 in the bank, right? And here's why I say that. Because early on, I remember just as clear as it was yesterday, and follow me now, and take notes if you must. Early on, I started my commercial cleaning business in February 2012. February 2012, I started my commercial cleaning business. I ordered a course called Your Clean Future. It was $200. It was actually $208 with shipping and everything. Okay, I had roughly a little over $500 in the bank, right? A little over $500. Now, it took me. It took for me to make a dramatic change in my mindset, in my thought process, to get my very first account, because for whatever reason I thought, because I read this material, that I would be able. I'm sorry guys, I had a message from Messenger. I thought for whatever reason, because I read this material, that I would be able to, money was just going to fall in my lap because I'm Fabio Hart. Like I truly thought that. I'm not just saying, I really thought that. So I had a little over $500 in the bank, which was it dwindled down dramatically over time, right? It was dwindling down because every day you had to pay for something. What I would suggest you do with the $5,000 that you have in the bank is let it sit. Let it sit. You might take a small portion of it. You might get a flyer made up. You might get some business cards or some postcards made up. I would do that. You can go Vistaprint.com. That should cost you, let's say roughly, let's say if you get business cards and postcards, you're looking at maybe, we're going to just say hypothetically, $250. It won't even cost that much, but that's the figure I'm going to use, right? $250. Okay, so you take $250 out of your $5,000. You're going to let the rest of that money sit, and with the $250, your business cards and the flyers, or your business cards and the postcards that you make, this is what you're going to have on you when you go door to door, right? I know this works factually because I didn't have a whole lot of money. Basically, all I had initially when I first started was a gift for gab, right? I did enough research, you know, as I approached my quest to start my business. So I knew quite a bit. I studied quite a bit. And I just had a gift for gab. I could go in there and I could talk to him, right? I could look him in the eye. I had built up this confidence level. I'm the type of guy when I hope you follow me because it all links together, but once I dressed up, I felt more energetic. I felt more like successful. Clothes that do that to you, right? You get some new shoes, you got the new outfit, right? You're feeling good about yourself because you look a certain way, and that came across with my tonality, with my mannerisms. When I walked in there, I seemed really, really confident. That's what I would do. Use as least amount of the money as possible. Let it sit. Build, you know, whatever the case is. Go door to door and put in what we call sweat equity. That's what I would do. Put in sweat equity. Use just a nominal bit of the money. Okay, if you got $5,000 in the bank, $5,000 in the bank, just use a little of that to get your business cards, maybe some flyers or some postcards, and then go door to door. Go door to door every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Give yourself the weekend off to regroup. Start it back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay? And I'm willing to gamble that will absolutely turn your business around. That would absolutely turn your business around. It did for me back in 2012, and I'm sure if I had to start all over, I would do the exact same thing. All I had when I first started was a business card. I didn't even have a flyer because I didn't have money like that, and I was too cheap to kind of take money like out of the bank, right? I didn't really want to take a whole lot of money. Excuse me, because I figured as long as I can sell myself, as long as I came across confident about what I can do, you know, I had a business card, you know, it was professionally done. I went to Vistaprint and had that done. I gave him my business card. It was all, you know, professionally done. So that was a good look on my behalf. I dressed up to par, right? Nice button-up shirt, a nice tie, some slacks, right? Some great walking shoes because I was going door to door. That's all you need, and you put in sweat equity. But you have to do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? Keep track of what they say. When you walk in building A, make a note when you walk out. You got to get building A business card, make a note. Uh, they don't need a cleaner right now, or call back in 2 weeks, or whatever they say, right? Now you can check my other videos on how to approach them once you walk in the building. But that's what I would do. I would use sweat equity. That way you don't have to use a whole hell of a lot of money, because it doesn't cost a lot of money to start this business. That's why I don't understand the people that want to get into the franchise side of things. I get why they do it, but I don't understand why they will want to do it. I get why they do it. They do it because most people that start a franchises, they don't have the belief system in themselves that they would be able to execute and be successful by themselves. So a lot of times that's why they go to the franchise, right? Because the franchise have a name, it already have a proven system. It might be a shitty system, or it could be a great system. It just depends on the franchise. But they go that way, right? Because those companies already have a system. You know, you can buy into those systems, and at the very least, you'll get contracts. Now, would you be able to become profitable? Yeah, it would depend on your work ethic, either way it goes. So if you're going to put work ethic in for a franchise, which I feel like is a glorified, which is what I look at as being a glorified employee for another company still, because they still cut the check off top, right? I'm getting off a subject, but anyway, you get where I'm going. You work, you put in work, you put in work, you put in work, you put in work, and your revenues will build up. Your revenues will build up. Let me see here. So that's what I would suggest you do. If you do have $5,000 in the bank, I would suggest you just use just a little bit of it for your business. Get your business cards, maybe some flyers or some postcards, either or. You don't really have to get both of them not right off rip, right? You can just get one or the other. You want to have a business card. But when it comes down to the flyer or the postcard, you can get either or, right? Have some with you, go door to door, because most likely you have a business card, or do you have a brochure, or do you have a flyer, whatever the case is. You can give them a business card, and you can give them your postcard, right? Your postcard should have the right message on there to help sell that service, that whatever you're offering, carpet cleaning, window cleaning, whatever it is, general cleaning, whatever it is. You want to have a powerful message on there to compel them to take action. Okay, that's all that's going to do, right? It gives you visibility, and you have the message on there to invoke them, provoke their feeling. You want them to be able to say, okay, I want to hire you. Okay, I want you to at least do a walkthrough. When can we start? When can we, fill out this agreement? Okay, so that's what that does, as far as I'm concerned. But that's how I would move. Hopefully, I answered the question on the long side of things. But that's how I would move. I would use, just to recap, I would use a minimum of the $5,000, right? Just a little as possible. Get business cards, flyer, and or a postcard, and I would go door to door. And you're going to build traction that way, no doubt. No doubt. You'll build traction that way, absolutely no doubt. Okay? And then you won't even have to touch that the rest of that $5,000 or the remaining of that money, and then before long you'll be able to pick up new accounts and add to that money, right? Because I mean, eventually you might have to get some professional cleaning products, or you might have to get some vacuums, some feather dusters or anything like that. So you might have to eventually dip into it, but right off rip I wouldn't worry about it, because you don't even have any contracts right now. So I wouldn't worry about it right now. But I would take a little from it, get some business cards, get some flyers, or get some business cards, get some postcards, and then immediately go door to door. And you do it every single day. Okay? And that was the hardest part for me. I have to be honest. Like, I went in the very beginning, I went door to door, but then the fact that I didn't get the traction that I wanted the previous day, it kind of stung me a little bit from going out to do it the next day. So what I will wind up doing is going every other day in the very, very beginning. But then once people told me come back tomorrow, or the guy is not here right now, or if you can come back later, or if you can come back in an hour, because you're going to get all type of things. And then I started getting people say, yes, we absolutely need you. They wasn't asking for insurance. They wasn't asking if I was bonded. I love that because at the time I wasn't, right? So they were like, yes, all we need you to do is if you can get us a quote, you do a walkthrough, you can start tonight. So sometimes that will happen. It's rare, but it will happen from time to time where they feel like they're desperate. They'll actually just start the same day. So once that started happening to me, and it became like not super frequent, but it was more frequent than I would imagine, I'm like, shit, I'm on to something, right? So after that, I'm just clocking dollars. So my first account was like 300 bucks back in 2012. It was like 300 bucks. And then I think my second account was a 1 month cleaning for $225. So I'm looking at 525. So that's, I'm clocking, you see where I'm going with it? Like every time I picked up an account, I was just clocking it in my head. So if this was $300, the next one was 225, I'm like, okay, now I'm up 525. And if the next one was up, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever, $200, right, I just be clocking it right up in my head at 725. You see what I'm saying? Trying to build this revenue up. And that's, that's what kind of kept me in the game. That's what assured me that I can do it. And then once I build up a substantial amount of revenue in my first city, and then I took a gamble on leaving a city and going to a new city, and for me to run it on autopilot and take a chance with the people that I hired, and because I was nervous as shit. I'm like, what if they steal my account? I'm thinking all type of things. My paperwork wasn't all the way up to par at that time, but it was good enough because of the way I was with people. Like people didn't really so much try me. So I'm like, what if they steal my account? But it didn't happen. I stayed on top of things even from being out of, even being out of town. So that's kind of how I built my system. I had a few problems, but I would address them as they come. Do what I had to do at the time, and kind of keep the ship going. So hopefully I answered your question, but in the long run. But that's what I would do with $5,000. I would spend the absolute bare minimum, okay, and I would just put in a lot of sweat equity. Like me, I stayed up. I got this thing called after hours voicemail calling. That's where I would do like now. Like I don't have. I would try it out. I don't have a phone book here. I would try it out and show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me see. Shit. I wonder if it's one. Hold on. Let me see if I got a phone book, guys. Let's see. One second, guys. 1 second. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm going to run out to my car real quick. I usually keep one in there. Let me see if I have it. Nope, I'm sorry, guys. Thanks for staying with me. I'm sorry. It's not. Forget it. I'm gonna just use one of these. Let me see. I usually keep something in here. Let me see. Okay, let me see something, guys. I'm gonna try something in Detroit. We have these things called the Metro Times. It's like the free papers. So what I would do is go to the classifieds, right? You got all the perverted stuff back there. Let me see. Okay, I will go to the classifieds. Let me see. And I would look for like offices or different companies, right? So let me show you. Let me show you guys. And I'm gonna call some. I'm gonna show you kind of how it works. This is what I would do like in the early on stages where let me see. Let me see. Go to another one here. I got all these strip clubs and stuff. Let me see. Hold on, guys. Let me see. I'm sorry if I'm boring you guys. I just kind of wanted to really give you guys an idea. Anyway, what it is I will purposely call companies after hours, right? Leave them a voicemail. Like I would just flood everybody. I would just call different companies, leave them a voicemail after hours with the idea that they're going to hear the voicemail when they come in tomorrow and they'll give me a call back. Right? So I did that in early, like that's how I was in the beginning. I tried some of everything. Like I went door to door. I picked up the phones. Like in the daytime, I was getting a lot of hang-ups, right? At nighttime, I'm like, it's got to be something that I could do. So at nighttime, I would do stuff like this, but I would have the phone book. I wouldn't use this. See, a lot of this stuff are clubs and stuff like this. This is not my target market. And, you know, bars and things like that. So if you're into clubs and bars, that would be your perfect magazine, your perfect, thing right here. Let me see. I'm trying to find some businesses that I wouldn't mind. That I wouldn't mind cleaning. I wish I had a Yellow Pages. Maybe tomorrow I'll remember to grab it from home. Shit, it's not in there. But that's pretty much what I would do, guys. Like at nighttime, I would get the phone books, call them. To build traction, I will call them, give them my little pitch, leave a voicemail, and believe it or not, I will actually get phone calls. This is so like if you're the type of person you're scared to talk to, a live person, eventually you got to talk to them, right? Because when they call you back, then you got to speak to them. But this is something that you can do at night. See, I was one of those guys that, like, it's something that I could do. Like, I was really desperate. I really wanted to win back then. And in the early on stages, like I say, I went door to door. I picked up the phones here and there. But at nighttime, I always wanted to feel like I was working. I always wanted to feel active, right? So what I would do is bring out my Yellow Pages, and I would just get the call, because I know it's after hours. The most that's going to happen is I'm going to get a voicemail, or the phone is just going to ring, or I'm going to get an answering service. Some companies actually have answering service that take calls for them. All you have to do is state who you are, the reason for your call, and you leave your name and your number, right? They take that message down, and then they'll give you a call back the next day. At least that's what you hope for. Some wouldn't, but you know, a lot would. So that's a technique that I did a video on that too, a long time ago. That's a technique that you guys can use where you can just specifically target them at nighttime, knowing that they're closed with the idea that they're going to call you back tomorrow. Okay, and you just leave voicemails. You just call all the companies that you can call. All the companies. There's no certain time. You just call them all up, right? That you can call, and you leave a voicemail with the idea that they'll call you back. Another thing that I used to do, and I'm just giving you guys tips because I haven't spoken on these in a long time, and it kind of jogged my memory when you asked me that question. Is what I like to call text message marketing. This is where I put together a text message and I spam everybody in my phone. I text message this message to everybody in my phone, letting them know that I have a cleaning business and I'm looking for new accounts. And what I would do is everybody that I would text this message out to, I would ask them for 2 potential leads. Whether it's a doctor's office, or auto dealership, or whatever the case is. You know, whether it's somebody that worked at a clinic, they worked in a hospital, whatever it was, right? I would ask them to give me 2 like referrals basically. And then I will follow up on those referrals. So your mom, your dad, your auntie, your uncle, you guys don't know that you might have money right under your nose if you just get to asking people around the family. Like, hey, do you know anybody that could possibly need a cleaning service? You know, and let them jog their mind. You know, the chiropractor, maybe the doctor's office that they go to every week or every other week. You know, maybe a dentist office that they know about. Maybe they lawyer. You know, maybe their property management company, right? For whoever they bought the home through or whatever, or they renting their townhouse through or whatever the case is, right? So if you guys ask around like that, just do a text message. Your homeboys, your girlfriends, your ex-girlfriends, who's ever in your phone, and just ask them for 2. Because don't ask them for 5 because hell, they don't want to give you 1 a lot of times, right? Because they, you know, people are so busy these days. So I would ask for 2, you know, and all they need to do is give you the name of the company. If they have the number, that'll be fine. But if they can give you the name of the company and you can ask, you know, do you have a relationship with them? You can ask, you know, are you cool with any managers or anybody? Is there anybody that you think that I should talk to? And if they have a relationship, if they work at the company, they'll say, yeah, you're supposed to talk to Todd. Todd, he's the guy that you will want to talk to. So when you call, you can let them know that I was referred by Jessica. You know, that might be your sister. So Jessica referred me to give you guys a call. She thought you guys may be in need of a cleaning company. She referred me to you. Now, if Jessica worked for this company, then and Jessica has a good relationship with this particular company. This is just my thinking. I don't think you're going to find this nowhere else on YouTube, guys. This is something that I truly believe I came up with. I truly believe I came up with the text message marketing thing, right, for commercial cleaning. Because I never seen no one talk about that on YouTube, period. So, like I said, you would text, you know, everybody in your phone asking for 2 references in your text message. And let them text you the name and the number. If they don't have the number, that's fine. At least give you the name. If they have the number, no name, cool, because you can always Google the number and it'll tell you the name of the business, right? Or vice versa. You can always Google the name of the company and then they give you the number for the business. Right? So all you needed is 2, right? And everybody, so if you got, you know, 200 contacts in your phone or whatever the case is, then imagine 2 per 1 person that you text that to. Imagine how many leads that you would, or potential leads that you would acquire, right? By just sending out this one little message to everybody in your phone. So that's a unique thing. That's something that you guys can try. I haven't done that in a very, very long time. But in the early on stages, I would try different things. And that would be like one of the things that I try along with the phone book calling at nighttime, you know, with the idea that I'm going to get a voicemail service, right? So when they come in the next day, they check the voicemails and things like that, and they'll call you back. If you guys try it, let me know how it works out. it's something to try at the very least, right? Do you guys have any more questions? Like I say, I wanted to kind of gear this video towards, um, uh, like the mistake that I made and how you could avoid making that mistake. Again, you don't want to become lethargic. You don't want to become complacent, right? You don't want to get the ball moving and get the momentum coming in and then slow your own momentum down by stopping. That's how so many people stop winning. Like a lot of my people on my YouTube channel that's actually picking up contracts, people that I actually spoke to that's actually doing $5,000 of revenue a month. Trust me, there are people that's actually doing that per month right here on my YouTube channel, right? And that's just because they're just kind of listening at what I'm saying. They kind of believe in the message and they're actually taking action. So it's one thing to listen to me here on the video. It's another thing to listen to me and actually take action upon what I tell you, right? And if you go up a lot of these different videos and read, you will see where they say that they're making money. That thanks to this video, thanks to that video, or I got this deal, I got that. So you will see it for yourself where they actually leave it right here on the comments, right? So yeah, man, I mean, I would love for you guys to keep that momentum once it started coming in, but in order for you to keep it, you have to stay at it. Okay. Do you guys have any more questions? You have any questions? I got a few people on here. Do you have any questions before I end the live? I appreciate that, Fabio. You're welcome, Aaron, for sure. Cody, he said, let me see. So true. You get comfortable, but keep yourself uncomfortable. It's how the business grows. That's very true, Cody. Very true. You guys have any more questions? All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. It look like you might not have any more questions. If you do, you can always email them at bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART @gmail.com. Bookfabiohart@gmail.com. Chewy, he says, did you pay your workers a check or cash at the beginning? I paid them check. I paid them check in the very beginning. No cash. I had to have a paper trail to where the money went out, and cash don't allow that to happen. So I paid them by check, bank check. You guys got any more questions for me? Actually, you know what, guys? I'm gonna turn it up tonight. Let me. I just thought about something. Practice what I preach. I usually like to use the phone because I can kind of cough faster. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. Let me see. Yellowpages.com. Let me see what Cody just said. Got a medical facility that doesn't want us to dust and wants a cheaper price because of this. Thoughts? No, you value your service, so the price is going to be what it is. If you don't dust, it's just one less thing that you have to do. But again, when you price it's a lot of different mechanics to it, right? So you have how many days a week you're going to do it. You're going to have the nature of the workload. What do you have to do? Again, we have a basic cleaning. You can let them know we have a basic cleaning, or what we call our extended cleaning, where is a more detailed cleaning. the more detailed the cleaning is, the more you can charge. You don't have to charge more, but the more you can charge, right? For your general cleaning package, that can be whatever that's supposed to be, right? So you have to factor that in. What I tell people is don't stick your foot in your mouth by charging so low in the very beginning, because eventually you want to put a body in there. And if you charge too low, you'll be like Fabio Hart in the beginning. I charged so low that I still have accounts that I started that I had way back when, right? And I'm not making no profit on it. Now, I would make a profit on it if I cleaned it myself, but I got a body in there right now, and I'm not making really no profit on it because they're eating at that by having a body work in there. Now, if I did it myself, then I would save, right? So you want to factor in the possibility of you hiring somebody to take your place, okay? So you don't want to come in too low. You don't want to come in too high. So you have to kind of, weigh it out a little bit. But that's what I would suggest. I mean, the dusting don't make it. I mean, or you can go low. You can make it seem like you giving them a deal based on the non-dusting if you want to. So if dusting was the factor, you could say, well, I could do it for you for such and such, and that'll be your absolute low price. That'll be the lowest you can go, right? So you can do it that way. Um, Is it a good idea to improve the whole business, or is it better to copy other systems? Um, well, I would say you can take points from other people, right? It's not wrong, nothing wrong with that. For an example, there are copycat products all the time, and I like to use cereal, right? So when you go to the market and you see catalogs or you see Post cereal, and then you see the Walmart brand or the Great Lakes brand or whatever the case is, right? They see that cereal is a big thing. People are going to buy cereal. So what Walmart wanted to do is essentially go in competition with the big guys. So what they did is offer a similar brand, a similar flavor, a similar style cereal as to give you an option for a lower price, with the hope of you buying that cereal because it's lowerly priced. So you might see Frosty Flakes, it might just say Frosty Flakes, but it's the Walmart brand, and you might see Frosty Flakes, the Kellogg's brand. Well, Walmart brand would be a lot cheaper than the Kellogg's brand, so a lot of people might say, well, shit, it's the same thing. I'm just gonna buy the Walmart brand because it's cheaper. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I gave you that example. Essentially, what they did is just copy the system. It works. They copy the system, and know people gonna buy cereal, right? And that's what you can do. So you could, if you find a system that's working, you see that it's being profitable. Hey, what's good, Ozzy? You see that it's being profitable, then you can adapt some of their system. You might not want to try to run your company just like their company, but you can adapt some of their system to your company with the hopes of it working out. And if it works, cool. If it don't, you just switch it up a little bit. You change it. But let me try something here, guys. Let me see something. Okay. Jesus. Okay. So I'm at yellowpages.com, right? So what I'm going to do is show you guys how it goes. Now, this is what it says here. You see where it asks me, what do you want to find? That's what it says on the first line. On the second line, it gives you location. Okay, so here we go. What do I want to find? I would say, I'll say chiropractors. Say that. chiropractors. What area? I'm going to say Southfield, Michigan. And search. Okay. Now, as you guys can see, it gives me not only Southfield, but things that's close by Southfield. Apparently, is not a lot. But let me show you what I'm talking about, okay? So this is what I used to do early on.
You have reached Westcott Chiropractic Center. You may leave a message at the end of this recording. Office hours Monday are 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., Tuesday 8:30 to 7, Wednesday 11 to 6, Thursday we are closed, Friday 8:30 to 4:30, and Saturday 8 to 11. If you are hearing this message during business hours, we will return your message shortly. If you are hearing this message after business hours, we will return your call on our next open business day. Please leave a message. Sorry, the message is not recorded. Go ahead. Press the pound key when you have finished.
Hello, yes, this is Fabio with Hollywood Janitorial Service. The reason for my call is in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility. Please feel free to give us a call back directly at 1-888-770-8076. That's 1-888-770-8076. Thank you.
To simply leave your message, press 1. Otherwise, to send the message with the options currently selected, press 1. To change the priority setting, press 2. To change the confidentiality setting, press message sent.
And that's what I would do, like at nighttime. See, I knew voicemails, you know, people got voicemails, right? So I would call different businesses, and I would essentially just repeat what I just said. So I'm going to call another one. This one is in Madison Heights. So I'm going to call another one. And I don't even have my script in front of me, guys.
Madison Heights Chiropractic Center. We are in Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 12:30 and 2:30 to 7. Tuesday, 2:30 to 7, and Saturday, 8 a.m. to noon. If this is an emergency, please call 248-752-2220. Otherwise, leave a message and we will return your call. Thank you.
Hello, yes, this is Fabio calling in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility. Please feel free to give us a call back directly at 1-888-770-8076. That's 1-888-770-8076, and have a great day. That's it, right? You just give them a brief message. Let them know what the reason for your call is, for commercial cleaning for their facility, your name, your number, and ask them to call you back. Give you a call back. You don't want to say too much about what you're selling and you know what, all of that. You don't want to say too much, okay? You want them to call you back so you can set something up so you can go in and do a walkthrough, okay? And that's pretty much how it goes. I'm just doing this off the top of my head just to show you guys. I actually keep going a little bit. You know, if you guys have some questions, you can have them come through. If anybody call me back, I'll let you guys know that they called me back and everything. Like,
hello quality purposes.
Call service. It's probably going to be a call service.
Greetings, this is Dr. Havis. I am not available to take your call at this time. Please leave your name and telephone number, and I will get back to you as soon as I am able. Thank you. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hello, Dr. Havis. This is Fabio with Hollywood Janitorial Service. The reason for my call is in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility. Please feel free to give me a call back directly at 1-888-770-8076. That's 1-888-770-8076. Thanks, Doc, and have a great day. Bye. That's it. Right, so I'll leave it there. I could keep going, but if anybody call me back, and that's what I would do. So some of my people, they're scared to, talk to the people live. So I would use that as a technique at nighttime because I know no one is going to answer the phone, and if they do, it's an answering service. Like they're not the people that I'm supposed to talk to, and all they're ever going to do is just take a message with my name and number, and they're going to give it to those people. And those people should call me back or may call me back, or maybe they won't call me back. But that's the thing that I used to do. Like I say, I could be all night doing this. This video could be like the next 2 hours. I'm going to call another one real quick. And I say pretty much the same thing, or around about the same thing. And that's how you guys do it. But you got to make a lot of calls.
Welcome to Chiropractic Works. Office hours are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Our office is closed on Thursday and Sunday. We're open Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. Feel free to leave us a message and we'll call you back as soon as we can. Have a great day. Please wait a moment. Hello, please leave your message after the tone.
Hello, yes, this is Fabio with Hollywood Janitorial Service. The reason for my call is in regards to commercial cleaning for your facility. Please feel free to give me a call back directly at 1-888-770-8076. That's 1-888-770-8076. Thank you and have a great day. Bye. Just like that, right? So now you guys get the gist of what I'm talking about, right? Hopefully they call me back. I wish all of them call me back. I set myself up an appointment, go in and do a walkthrough, give them a great deal for their facility. Bam, I got the contract, right? It's just that simple, right? It's literally just that simple once you kind of get the ball rolling. Now, if someone picked up, I'm already ready in case somebody pick up in terms of, what to say. Let me see. Nate, will you or would you go door to door for a business that don't return your phone calls? Thanks, Fab. Yeah, I don't see no. Let me see. Yeah, I know, right? It's a kind of older ringtone. Yeah, you can go door to door because, again, as you see, I'm not writing notes. I haven't monitored anything, but I do know that I called them. They know that I called them, and if they once they return my call, then I collect the notes. You know who I'm supposed to talk to, the time that we can go in and do a walkthrough, etc., etc. Right now, if I was just gonna go do a walkthrough, which is probably highly unlikely, right? Since I already called them, then you could do that, right? But now, if you go to the facility and it says no soliciting, then don't go in. I'm real big on that. Don't go in any building that says no soliciting. What you would do in terms to get that contract is write down the name of the company, look the number up, and you'll call them and try to get the business at that point, right? Don't walk in if it says no soliciting. Okay, don't leave a note or nothing like that, right? Just take the name of the business, go home, look them up. Unless their number is on the sign, jot it down, take a picture of it, whatever you got to do, call them, and then go with your little script that you have, and try to book yourself to go in and do a book yourself to go in. Jesus, Texas. I don't know. It might be employee here. Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's how it would go. But I wouldn't see anything wrong with it going in as a follow-up to the phone call. But I probably wouldn't, that's just me. But you can do it because you might get the contract by following up, excuse me, by doing a walkthrough. By walking in, okay? The only way I wouldn't walk in, like I said, is if it says no soliciting, okay? Let me see here. So hopefully you guys got a legit, and you would do the exact same thing if you were calling in the daytime. The most they can tell you is they're not interested, right? But you'll be amazed of you just putting the work in, picking up the phones, calling. It's going to take a lot of phone calls. Now, I'm here to tell you that. It's not going to be a cakewalk trying to, book yourself to go in and do a walkthrough. It's going to take a lot of phone calls. I have an unconventional way of doing things. It works for me, okay? Other YouTubers or other people might have a different way of doing it. You can adapt that, and if you find some cool ways to do it, through somebody else, cool. Me, I'm about working smarter, not harder, right? I'm also about having accounts that I don't have to do a massive clean job to, right? But I want to make the most money from. So I like accounts that's rare, that's not really dirty, right? That I can go on there hour, 2 hours, and then I can charge $500 for. It's doable, right? Especially if you look at it, you're doing twice a week, right? $500 entire month, right? That's a big deal. Like, I'm not for trying to overmark my price and all of that, inflate my numbers, unless I'm doing a company like this. You're gonna pay, right? Because it's a huge company. When you get into doing plants and stuff like that, bigger facilities, 10,000, 15,000, 11,000, 12,000 square foot facilities, that's different. But when you're doing, like I said on my other video, guys, when you're doing like 1,000 square feet, 1,500 square feet, 5,000 square feet, you don't have to charge buku money, right? You charge $45 per clean. I like to break it down per clean because for 5,000 square feet, it's not going to take you a lot of hours. You'll make more money if you just do it per clean, opposed to if you try to do it per hour. When you do it per hour, a lot of times they try to evaluate how much time you really, you did 2 hours a day, so we're going to pay you for 2 hours. You've got 3 hours down on the invoice, but you only did 2 hours, and I set you up. We had a camera in here you guys didn't know about. Trust me, they try to monitor. They might walk in on you. I done seen that happen. I done been walked in on before while I'm cleaning. Scared the shit out of you. Vacuum is going. And they, I'm sorry, I forgot something. And they come in and you're cleaning. At least they know you're there, right? But sometimes they come in. Sometimes they come in right after you clean, or sometimes they know you didn't clean like the day you're supposed to clean, right? And you go in the next day, and then you get the call and say, I know I went to my office. I know these guys haven't been there. The trash is still in a thing. Now we don't do that, but they find ways to check on you and try to figure out what you did. The object of the game is for them is to save as much money as possible. The object of the game for you is to make as much money as possible, right? So that's why I like to do with a flat. Again, 5,000, 3,500 square feet, guys. 2,000, 2,500 square feet is not a lot of space. 5,000 square feet is not a lot of space. I'm telling you. But when you get up to 10,000 square feet, right? 11, 12, 15, right? 20,000 square feet facilities. Now you can charge a little differently, okay? But for the smaller accounts, I love those once a week, twice a week, and 3 times a week accounts. I can bill and make an absolute for. I'm content with that, right? I go after these type of accounts because I love making like 10 grand a month on one deal, right? $2,500 a month on one little deal, $3,000 a month on one deal, right? I love that, right? That money add up real quick when you got 2 accounts that's paying you like 3 grand, right? It add up pretty quick. But it's nothing like these small to medium-sized accounts. It's less overhead, right? That's an alarm. One person can clean it, right? And it's easier for you to double check and follow up on your employees. When you got a building like this, man, I got people here I'm looking at cameras. When you see me look up, all of this is cameras right here, right? Show you guys here. See, all of these are cameras right here, and I can actually just monitor my employees. All of these are cameras right here. I can see where they're going, how they're going. That's cameras. When you see me look up, that's what I'm looking at. I can see them in action from my central location. You guys see me, man, do this before. I did like the walkthroughs and shit. Like, so in this building, this is just one building, guys. Let me kind of just show you here. So guys, I know you guys know that I do this for real. This is our little room. This is all the paper towel, napkins. I'll show you. This is where we get our supplies from, the Scott's brand. We use this. You see this right here? This is the liners here. They're liners. Yeah, you see that? So you see that? It's the mop bucket here. It's our vac, dolly, broom, old stuff, extra pail. This is where we rinse out over here we rinse out the mop. See? There. Fill it out, rinse out the mop. Yeah. So I'm just showing you guys, man. I know you guys have seen me do this before. Let me see here. Restroom here. Okay, boom. You make sure that's clean. Make sure your toilet paper and all of that. You got extra rolls up there, right? They actually put extra stuff in here too. Let me show you. So, okay. And the soap dispenser right there. Boom, boom, boom. Right there. Okay. So yeah, guys, this is just, what it is. Over here is like the coffee area. We clean the coffee makers, the trash, right there. This bottle of water. We might clean this out like once a week, that type of thing. They have just water and stuff in there, which need to be cleaned out. It's probably going to be cleaned out tomorrow. So yeah, let me see. Show you guys here. So follow me, guys. Follow me. Going up the stairs here. Okay. They didn't leave it open for me. My key card, I don't have it on me. And then we're responsible for the grounds, guys. So like, I walk outside the perimeter here, walk the grounds. Okay. So that's it. For this, and that's it. It's just the top floor, and this is just one building. Here, and then we back in my space. Right? So this is just one building. So I really do this. The employees got to make it over here. There's some things they haven't been in this building yet, but they still here. This is 4 buildings. This contract, I won't tell you exactly how much it pays me, but it pays me between $10,000 and $15,000. Okay, I can actually show you guys all of the buildings. Guys, let me show you something. Show you. Okay, it's gonna be dark. I'm gonna just kind of walk up the street and show you. Damn, do I got my key? Okay, I grabbed it. Okay, so I'm gonna walk to show you the first building here. Okay, so this is the parking lot area, right? This is the parking lot area here. As you can see, this is a whole nother building here. So I'm about to show you guys. So you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. We're responsible for doing the grounds. So I'm gonna put it on the ground here. So like the litter and stuff like that on the grounds. Bear with me, guys. I know it seemed kind of boring, but I just want to show you here. So, okay, so this is the parking lot where you see this gate here. So we're responsible for the litter on the ground. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, this is the first building here, right? Okay. That's one building. Remember I said there's 4 buildings, right? It take up like 5 blocks. So I basically got to walk all the way down the street here. You see where them rails at right there? This is the building that I just left out of. Right here. This building number 2. This is the building that I just left out of. It pays me between $10,000 and $15,000 a month. And then we do the trash, the litter right here, the bushes. You can't see it because it's dark outside, guys. But I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna walk around and show you what else. Excuse me here. I gotta walk down this street too because again, we do the perimeter. So all of this right here that you guys see, my company is responsible for all the litter outside. On both sides, just to show you. You see those tankers there? Okay, no trespassing sign right there. You guys can probably see it. Okay. This is the other portion. This is connected to the building number 3, right? See, all of their workers is going. It's like a plant, like I told you guys. It's a plant. Okay. Even back here, all back here where the truckers are, they do the drops. We're responsible. Got to be careful because there's wildlife out here. So once again, you might see raccoons, skunks. I've seen snakes, possums. They're all out here, right? Okay, so we're responsible for that here. Okay. Now, I was just in this gate when that building that I was in where I record the videos, it connects to back here, guys. So I actually could walk you back there. But I just want to show you, in case you guys thought I might exaggerate a little bit. It's a big place. Okay? It's 4 buildings, takes up 5 blocks. Okay? I didn't mean really for the video to go this way, but I kind of wanted to show you guys. Okay, I'll put it back on me. So I'm out here and the grounds look good. I don't see no litter, so We're doing good there. We pick up, you know, like paper wrappings, cookie wrappers, M&M wrappers. You know, people walk down the street, they throw things on the ground. We're responsible for that. Okay, so I'm gonna show you building number 3. I showed you the first 2 buildings. Man, I still got a little ways to go. I just want to show you guys. Okay. Okay, here we go. That's building number 3, right there. We go in there, we clean, you see the cubicles? Okay, you see that? Door entry right there. Let me make sure, because it looks like it's open. Is it open? Okay, shouldn't be. Making sure my people didn't leave it open. Okay, so this is building number 3. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going and show you guys the back way. I know this seems boring, but some of my people is gonna see it, that watch it, that missed this live. Just to show you. This the other side, guys. For the people that's sticking with me, we make between 10 to 5,000. Now, this building right here, they're playing with me. This building right here, we don't have that building. I'm trying to get it so bad. Okay? Okay? I'm just not going in the gates and stuff because I don't need to go in there. But this building right here is connected. That's their cleaner car right there. He's there. I hate his fucking ass. I'm gonna take this shit over. Taking this shit over. I'm on their ass. Okay? So this is the back way to the 4th building right here, guys. I can actually go in here. Let me see. But this is really the 4th building right here. I really don't need to take you guys to the front, but I'll take you to the front. This is the employee parking lot. As you can see, my employee cars, my employee truck right here. It look like they're all down here. 2 employees. See, they drive from building to building instead of hauling all of the stuff. And again, we walk the grounds. Okay? So, okay. All right, guys. Sorry about this. I know you guys probably gonna like this shit is boring as shit. But, all right. Make sure that closed. Okay. So I'm about to show you the 4th building, guys. Just to show you. This is like the administration office. That's where I had to come Okay. Now let me show you here. I don't know if you guys can see it. You see the walkway right here? Probably can't see it. You see those lights right there, right? Okay, it's just so dark, it's not lit up. But this the gate right here. I don't need to go in it or nothing like that. That's the gate. But it goes to this administration building. This is like the big administration where I would have to talk to. Hold on, let me see if I could show you guys from another angle. Let me see something here. This is the 4th building here. I'm just trying to see if I can show you guys something. Let me see. Let me see here. You guys see that door where the light is? Okay. So that's where we would go in to get entry to clean that building. Right there. We normally go through the back way where I showed you where my employees' vehicles are. We go through the back way. So follow me. Again, I'm still walking. Told you it's 5 blocks, man. So we walk all the way around here. Let me show you the street. I'm still walking down the street. 5 long blocks, right? So let me show you here.
right? All the way down this street. Show you guys. I'm gonna show you. Okay. Okay. Walk down this street because again, we take care of the grounds and everything. So I'm gonna just show you guys the back way so you can see what I'm talking about. This whole building is fenced in. So you're gonna see the tankers in a minute. I'm gonna show you in a minute the tankers that where I just went in the gate and I just left out. I don't know. Okay. Oh, wow, I switched it. Okay. Now you guys can see this is where I was just at. You see my employee where the truck is? Right there, I don't know, remember, you see the truck right there? Okay, so I'm on a whole nother street, guys. So this just show you how big this facility is. I'm on a whole nother street, right? So, sheesh, it's a little warm out here. Take this, it's cold as shit in the building, guys, because the air, it's, but anyway, I'm just giving you guys a walkthrough. So this company right here, we approached them, they didn't need us. So we're gonna follow back. They're across the street from my company, from the company that we work with, right? We approached them right there. They didn't need us. They weren't looking for a cleaning company, but we were on their ass. So we're trying to get them. Follow up with them probably in October, maybe November. Okay, that company right there. So I'm about to walk all the way back down to, again, we're responsible for the grounds to keep the litter. Again, I make between $10,000 and $15,000 monthly, this one account. So that's what I'm telling you guys, but I prefer those accounts that I can have once a week, twice a week, or 3 times a week. Those are easy cleans. The $40 per cleaning, $45, $50 per clean. Those accounts could rack up really, really fast. Again, I have my estimate breakdown sheet. So once I plug those numbers in and submit them in, I usually get them. So because I know what I'm starting with, I know probably what I should charge, you know. So, but anyway, you guys have any questions? Let me see. I only have a couple people here. I'm gonna end it when I get back to the building. I just kind of wanted to show you guys what I was talking about. You guys have any questions for me? See, these type of accounts, they pay good, but they could be headaches, you know. Oh, let me catch this gate. I can go in the back way since the back gate is open. Here, I'm gonna take you guys through the back because I didn't want to use my key. Let me show you here. Hey, how's it going, bud? Everything all right? All righty. All right. So we got the gate open here, but anyway, I'm gonna turn back in a minute. I just kind of want to show you guys the other building. I only bring you guys in because they had the gate open. I didn't feel like opening the gate. So here's the other. I have a lot of accounts, dude. So many accounts. So many accounts. Here we go. Let me see. Oh, that's probably after the fact. I know they've been down here cleaning the restrooms. Over the picture. Okay. Okay. Hey, Nick, everything all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Going this way.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So I'm back in the front part where I was walking down the street. I just seen the gate open there. Hopefully the other gate is open. I can show you guys the back way, the other way real quick. Yeah, it's still open. Okay. See, this is just a total 360. See, that's where I just left out of. This is where I'm going into. Wait for it. Think you're about to close on me. Negative. All right. So, just kind of giving you guys a tour so you guys can kind of see we're responsible for the grounds. As you can see, there's nothing on the grounds really. Okay, so here, and it's gonna take me to the back way of our office where we are. You can see my little space from right there, right? My little space. Okay, now we're back. All right, so that's a tour. Excuse me, guys. Woo. It's cold as shit in here, but anyway, so I gave you guys a little tour to let you see kind of how it goes. But if you guys have any more questions, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. It's almost 1. I'm gonna go check on my people, actually go in the facilities and look for them. And if you guys have any questions about it, anything, man, trying to get accounts, if you got something on the table, want me to help you with an estimate or whatever the case is, feel free to get back. Book FabioHart@gmail.com. That's book FabioHart@gmail.com. BOOKFABIOHART@gmail.com. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at this. The only person that can ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. Take care.